Having quickly seen the different kinds of health checks and the impact it can have in helping you monitor and track your pipelines, alert when pipelines are having issues, as well as quickly be able to troubleshoot and fix problems, let's take a quick look at a set of demo scenarios. I've prepared a few demo scenarios for you right here. And as you can see, I have examples here of a health check. The first one is a health check that failed at a performance level. The second is a health check that failed at a cost level. And the third is a health check that actually failed at a correctness level. Let's deep dive into the first one. What you're really seeing here is the Unravel UI from where all these checks actually fired, and we saw them in Slack. So this is the first pipeline run that actually had a performance check that failed. So this is like in the middle panel here, you see all the details of the run itself. The pipeline is a reporting insights hourly pipeline, which was run on a cluster on behalf of a user. And what you can quickly see here is that pipeline took more than 300 seconds to run. But based on the baseline computation, Unravel is showing that the pipeline used to take less than a minute to run. So this is an example of a check that an automatic check that was able to build a baseline and detect a deviation from the baseline. The next question becomes, why did this check fail? So that you can troubleshoot and fix it. So you see on the rightmost panel here, Unravel is automatically doing checks at the level of individual components to check and help you troubleshoot the problem very quickly. And it's saying that a particular app that ran in this pipeline had an issue, and it's pointing us to check out the cluster activity. And if we check that out, the reason becomes very obvious. You can see that the reporting insights hourly pipeline is running and it's struggling for resources. And all these resources are being hogged by an ad hoc BI app. That is the one that is causing this pipeline to have a performance issue. The fix would be to either kill the app or move it into a queue so that its resources can be constrained, so that those resources freed up can enable the pipeline, our SLA bound pipeline, to finish on time, so that all your data assets can be generated for use. Let's take a look at the second scenario. This is a scenario where a cost check actually failed. If you see this pipeline, once again, it's the Unravel view from where the alert was generated. And by clicking on that, we can come into this view. We can see that the runs of the pipeline based on the baselining take roughly $3 to run. But in this particular run, which actually had a cost check fail, the cost exceeded $12. A very common problem that can happen in the cloud. And Unravel can help you troubleshoot and detect the cause of the problem. And what you can very quickly see here is runs of the pipeline used to have 6 components, but the run that failed the cost check had many more components. Maybe the developer changed the code. Once again, a common problem that can happen. Notice how a tool like Unravel that can bring all of this information together along with deep insights based on the data can help you find and fix these problems quickly. Last but not the least, let's take a look at a correctness check that failed. If you take a look at this run, it ran on time and with proper cost, but it actually had correctness checks that failed. In this case, the checks were defined using great expectations. 6 checks have been applied at this stage of the pipeline, and one of them failed. And the failure is also giving you the reason. The number of records was much larger than what was expected. And notice that it also points out exactly where the problem is and gives you the full context in terms of the pipeline. So you can root cause where the problem happened, and get the right team members on board to fix it. That was a short demo of how health checks can make it very easy to manage complex pipelines.